Here we have a large curved laurel hedge which we're about to give it its annual trim. So as you can see, there's a fair bit of growth, but not as much as normal because it's been quite a dry, hot year. And there's the back of it. We're doing both sides and the top. So first of all, I did the inside of the curve. Now my number 2 had finished trimming for a while and was raking up, so I borrowed his handheld, as it makes inside of curves a bit easier. You can do this with a pole cut, but I always find you can't quite get the right angle. So I nicked his HSA140T. I also ran it on its slowest speed. I always find Laurel cuts just that bit better with a bit slower blade speed. Once I'd done this side, I did the top this side. I could have done both sides then the top, but I just like to mix it up a little bit. So first of all, this has a chamfer on both sides of the hedge, so I'm trying to find the top. Now I did cut this hedge last year, so I'm following my old cuts, which are pretty easy to see, especially on Laurel. So I just work my way in. Once I find that top, which once it's finished is only about 6 inches wide, I now got to find that chamfer, and it's just a matter of sweeping back and forth until I see them old cuts and I know I'm in the right place. But as I go along, I'll keep looking anyway, because by nature of hedges, they move around in the wind, etc. So sometimes you've got to cut a little bit more than you did last time, or even add a little bit on. And then it's just a case of trim a bit of top, trim a bit of the chamfer, and keep leapfrogging myself with a ladder. Now, I know someone will ask, so I'll answer that question already. I'm using the Stihl HSA140T to trim this, and I ran it on a 300S battery, which isn't the smallest, and I think in total I only used about half a battery doing this whole hedge. I had been using it before this hedge on a beech hedge, and I didn't run the battery out at all. As I said before, doing the top first, and one of the reasons is I can take advantage of gravity. It just helps me clear stuff. You don't want to be cutting something clearing it, then cutting something above it and having to clear it again. So start the highest and let everything come down. And that's this side all done. So basically I'll repeat the same the other side now. So now we're on the outside of the curve, this side. I can actually use the pole trimmer, the HLA66. I often get the comments that people wish they could trim hedges as well as me, or I make it look easy. The honest truth is hedge cutting isn't particularly difficult. There's a few basic rules you follow. Don't wave the hedge cut around like it's a magic wand. I often see that and it is not a good technique. Just be methodical, take your time, look where you're going and look where you've been. If you're slightly out, something don't look quite straight or the correct curve, you can always alter it. And it's better to take not enough off than too much. You cannot stick it back on. So don't be tempted just to cut everything in one pass. It's better to do 2 good cuts than 1 bad one. Now I've started this side, the top, slightly in a bit away from the end, purely because my number 2 is now cutting a beech hedge which runs on the end of this. So we didn't want to be in each other's way. And then I just go back and just finish that a little bit. And there it is, all cut. I was quite pleased that it came out. Obviously now a lot of clearing up to do. Trust the old rake. And a pair of leaf grabbers. I think in total we filled 7 of these bags, or 8, I can't remember. I think it was around 7 or 8. And there it is, all completed, all cleaned up and all cut. And that's the inside of the curve. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.